Hi, I'm Movie Irv Slifkin, and we're going to talk about Halloween movies. To be precise, the scariest movies we've ever seen, and I've enlisted Tony Bronza here from Movies Unlimited,
That is correct.
who's a horror movie aficionado. Let's pick our top 5 scariest movies ever. Tony, you want to go first?
Yeah, my first one is Silence of the Lambs. Great film, great acting from Hopkins won an Oscar for it,
Yes.
for one. But he's not even. I mean, Buffalo Bill, haunting performance. Jodie Foster was great in it. The last action sequence when she's in the house that Buffalo Bill's in, she has no clue this guy's the killer. And when he shuts that light off, some of the scariest stuff I've ever seen. I was also at the right age when I saw that. I mean, I was like 14, 15. So I was just at the age to start understanding that stuff and also to let it really sink in. So for me, really creepy movie. Because that movie wasn't necessarily about like a boogeyman or a monster. It was about a real killer, and it was about somebody who was doing it to make a dress.
Okay. My 5th choice is Rosemary's Baby.
Great
Now, this
movie.
movie still creeps me out, and of course, there's lots of controversy now because the director Roman Polanski's legal problems, and the whole idea of the devil visiting this couple, the husband making a pact to get his acting career further, and the people involved. I mean, John Cassavetes, Mia Farrow, the innocent new wife, all the creepy people in the home they're living in Manhattan. I just think this is really, for atmosphere and creepiness,
Absolutely.
this is one of the top films.
Absolutely, the whole feeling of the movie from the opening credits too. Like it doesn't relent. Like it's not one of those movies that it's like it starts off happy, I guess, to a degree. You know, they're having the baby and all, but then it's like there was always that ominous feel. You know, I felt like.
And also the idea of being scary, but really not showing a lot or showing very little. You want to see the baby, what it looks like, and you know, Polanski is just brilliant at sort of holding back things and making it more suspenseful.
Yeah, he's a great director.
Now on to your 4th choice.
Mine is Nightmare on Elm Street, one that just gave me nightmares forever when I was a child. A bad guy that kills you when you fall asleep. How do you stop him? How do you not fall asleep? I mean, you're talking about one of the all-time scariest ideas for a movie ever, I think. And then the execution of it was excellent. It was the first one of that series. Definitely the best one of that series. Young Johnny Depp,
Right.
great actor. Lots of great things about that movie. I loved it. And plus, like, it was the colors. It wasn't all black and gray. You know, it was like red, and it was passion. It was angry, and it was a nice movie. I liked it.
That movie still gives me the creeps even when I think of it. Now, my next film is a little older. It's called The Haunting. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie by Robert Wise. And this movie, when I was a kid, I used to look forward to it, but I would look forward to it and watch it like this because it scared the heck out of me. I just remember the scenes where the walls would come alive and they would sort of screech and the shutters of the doors. It was just, it's a great haunted house movie.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's a good Halloween movie. It's good on Halloween. It's like that classic horror film.
Excellent black and white film. You know, it just, whenever it's on, I always check it out. Your next choice.
Liked it. Mine's 28 Days Later. Probably one of the newer ones on the list. Great take on the zombie movie. Loved it. Just hyperactive zombies. The first like 20 minutes of it, though, he's by himself. It was, 15 minutes or whatever it is. Guy's by himself, and that really sets up what you're about to see as far as like craziness. You know, like it's this really slow, quiet film, and all of a sudden it breaks into this frantic action movie kind of feel. I loved it. Great movie. I saw it in the theater like week 1 before anybody else told me about it. Great movie. Loved it.
What do you like about zombie movies often depend on how the zombies are. How are the zombies in this
They were
movie?
fast zombies. They were angry zombies. They weren't, they were jumping at you, biting at your face, and creepy guys, man. Great movie. Great movie. I loved it. And, the other thing about that, too, is that it wasn't your typical, we are stuck here, need to find our way out kind of thing. Like, they really played with the formula of a zombie movie, which I think is what made that movie so unique and different. And it'll probably, be one that people remember from that era.
Yeah, that's a good point. My next movie is Alien, the first one in the series, and this movie just delivered jolts. I mean, I remember the first time I saw it, and just this fear of where this monster is going to pop out, and of course the incredible scene of the chest buster, the thing going through the chest, and it just really, I remember the feeling after the movie, just feeling really spooked out by it.
I still remember the first time I saw Alien. I saw it on the video. I got a VHS. My grandfather bought it for me, and it was
VHS.
Yeah, I watched it on.
What's that?
Yeah, really.
Oh, okay.
I watched it on Christmas morning. That's how. That's what a sicko I was.
Okay.
But man, it was the set is dirty. It's grimy. It's not Star Wars with the bright, shiny.
Good point.
Things. It's dark, and it's just the whole thing of it, and it's this really ominous tone. And the thing is they're space truckers. They're real people. Like they're not heroes and smugglers.
Great characters.
Yeah, they're just real people who are now thrust into this situation when, bad guys among them. Psycho, one of the greatest movies of all time. In anything, I don't care, any genre ever. Psycho is one of the greatest movies of all time. Great performances, iconic scenes, iconic shots. I mean, they ripped this guy off for the rest of his career, basically. Psycho set a genre. And one of the most memorable scenes in film history, period, when he bursts through that shower. Yeah. That's just an unarguable point.
Yeah, you can't argue with Psycho. I mean, certainly not only one of the greatest horror movies, but one of the greatest movies of all time, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Second on my list is Night of the Living Dead. Talk about zombies. I mean, really, the discussion of zombie movies begins with Night of the Living Dead. It's black and white. It was made for, I don't know, $15,000. But when you're a kid and you see this movie, it really has incredible impact on you. It's still terrific years later, as chintzy as it seems. George Romero went on to make, I don't know, probably making a zombie movie right now. But this, to me, is kind of the granddaddy.
Yeah, and also, in my opinion, best ending ever in a horror movie. Best ending ever. If you don't like the happy ending when everyone just gets to go on living their happy little life, I loved it. I loved Night of the Living Dead. I loved every second of it. Great movie from front to back.
Now, how many times have you seen it?
Like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, you can watch it over and over.
Yeah, great movie. And the characters, he used a lot of like non-actors kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it really played into that panic because they looked panicked because they had a camera on them the whole time. Good stuff. I liked it.
Your next choice?
Halloween.
Halloween? Can't forget that.
My number one favorite horror movie ever, because I saw it. Maybe it's just me personally, but I saw it when I was 6, and it was the only movie that kept me up for days. There was a few movies I saw once, and then I'd stay up that night. This movie, I stayed up for days. It was the boogeyman. You couldn't stop him. You didn't know why he was doing it. You didn't know how he was doing it. It left you. If you really wrap your mind around that movie, there's so many aspects of it, like, all the questions you have, whys and stuff. Now, unfortunately, a remake, answered those questions, whether you look at it one way or the other.
They didn't have to be answered. It would have been better left alone.
I feel with the original, plus the music, the shots, the creepiness. You never see Michael Myers till the end of the movie. You think he's behind her, and he turns around, he's not there. That kind of stuff. Great movie, great film. All-timer too. I think that movie was gonna last forever. I think we'll be watching that movie.
Yeah, they could make Halloween 28, but there's still the original John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, no one dislikes it either. I never heard anybody sit there and say, that movie's a piece of garbage. Like, almost everybody, if you like a horror movie, you like Halloween. So.
And my number one choice is The Exorcist, because simply nothing could recreate the first time I saw the movie. I have to admit, I cut school. I went with 2 friends. We took up a whole aisle, and within 10 minutes, we were all sitting together. We were so frightened. I just remember every time you think they go back to the room where Reagan is, the Linda Blair character, we would say, no, don't go back up there. We don't want to see what's going to happen. You never know. Constantly keeps you off guard. Constant surprises, and just scared the hell out of me.
Absolutely. Again, performances. And what they did to her, too. When you read about that movie, and you read about what Friedkin did to this little girl, William Friedkin, the director. I mean, he had her on this pulley system, and they were just yanking and pulling at this little, and she was, great in that movie. You felt for her and everything, and it was weird because they did a great job of you feeling for the girl, and then by the end of it, you start to kind of feel more for the priest, and then you're so consumed with this evil that you almost forget that there's a little girl in there. You know what I mean? Right. And the way the devil's talking to the 2 characters and the way they react, I love that movie.
Yeah,
from front to back.
You feel bad for her, and then you're like, kill the little girl. Those are our choices for the scariest movies. They're all available on DVD. And thanks, Tony.
You got it, Irv.